The new Cologne 2026 stickers drop, and if you've opened the game, you'll know it looks quite a bit different from what we're used to, especially the prices, at least on the surface. Some of the most popular players, the most popular teams, the best looking new teams that are on the scene have been commanding exorbitantly high prices, hundreds of dollars for one single sticker. Obviously, we know Counter-Strike players love change, so the new sticker format was welcomed with open arms. But if you look beyond those surface level prices that are only this high in the first place because it is the first 2 days of the stickers being out, you'll soon realize that those prices are cheap. It looks like Valve greed, but they're probably making less on this system. That's right. Whatever stupid number an autograph like a Donk holographic would go to, that's still not the expensive scenario. What is the expensive scenario, though, is the system that we've been accustomed to over the last 12 to 13 years in Counter-Strike. Because if we run the numbers, the capsule system, the one you think is reasonable because the price on the surface is cheap, is actually the more expensive alternative. So stay with me, because it's a new thing. People don't like new things. The narrative around the sticker system in Cologne 2026 is completely backwards, though. And I think after this major and looking towards the future, you'll be happy that this is the system Valve now has in place. Because on the surface, it looks bad, I agree. When I first saw the system, I thought, wow, this is incredibly greedy. I believe the Gold, Donk, Holo, and some other teams got up to $1,000 equivalents in tokens, which of course is nuts because that's somebody's rent and it only gets you one autographed sticker in a game. So naturally, your reaction is not going to give it its fair shake, its fair analysis. Your knee-jerk reaction is going to be, Valve is greedy, Valve has lost their mind. Fair enough. A sticker costing hundreds, $1,000 on the first day looks bad. Okay, fair. But it's not a sticker that costs $1,000. It's a sticker that costs $1,000 on day one in a demand-based system. It's calibrating, and why are you furious at the first system that actually gives stickers a chance to be scarce and be actually sought after the major's over? And even with the exorbitant day one prices, it's still actually cheaper. So let's walk through it together. And to walk through it together, we need to start with what we were used to over the last 12 years. Capsules. Unlike skins, in which you can get one out of an active drop, you don't necessarily need to open a case. All stickers came from capsules. Same system as a case, just a little bit cheaper to reflect the difference in value of a skin versus a sticker. You buy the capsule, you open it, and maybe you get something good. Pretty simple model. And despite your hopes for a good sticker, what's realistically going to happen is you're going to get an autograph from a player that you don't know exists or a team that you don't like and looks like shit. And it's not going to be hollow, it's going to be paper. And since we were all conditioned to a 75% off sale after the major had concluded, it just kind of turns into a bunch of nothing. The major happens, everyone hates the stickers go on sale, everyone buys a shit ton of capsules, and then everyone overinvests. Then, 8 months later, half of the stickers are 3 cents with no real exit plan in sight, and billions of players have a fuck ton of capsules sitting dormant in their inventory, waiting for the capsule price to shoot up to $25,000 like 2014. But we knew that's what happens, because all of those floor prices at 3 cents are a consequence of the capsule system. Because unlike the new Cologne system, in which supply is now predicated on demand, capsules just create supply equally and uniformly with no real care for demand for these stickers. Supply is just created based on gambling volume. So think about what that means. If the market wants one specific sticker from a capsule, the Donk Holo, you can't just create more Donk Holos. You have to, on average, create one of every sticker every time you want one more Donk Holo. In an autograph capsule, there's 40 players on an 8-team capsule. So you have a 3.2% chance of a pink. You have a 1 in 40 chance of getting Donk. So for the market to have 500 Donk Holos in supply, you need to have 500 of every other holo in supply, because that's how cases work. So while the market exists for 500 Donk Holos, the market doesn't exist for 500 fucking Apex Holos. No one fucking wants that sticker. So by creating more autographs of people you want, you create autographs of people you don't want, autographs that look like shit, team stickers that look like shit, and that's the hidden consequence of capsules. When you obtain items out of a random chance system, You can't produce the item that you want. You have to open brute force, create filler, create shit nobody wants, to create just one instance of the thing in which you want. But it wasn't always like this. Capsules did work at a point in time, specifically the first few majors. The system was viable. You didn't have autographs. You just had team stickers, and majors had 16 teams. So 16 teams, 8 teams in each capsule. If you wanted an iBuyPower holo, yes, you created other stickers while chasing that iBuyPower holo, but you didn't create too many. Much smaller surface area in terms of outcomes, therefore no oversupply, or at least less overstated than what we're dealing with now. So it worked back then, but as time goes on, majors add more teams. It goes to 24, then it goes to 32, and then you add autograph stickers. So 40 autographs per capsule. So now the system becomes shaky because they never adjusted the system to match the new reality of what the major was like. So in Budapest, we had 32 teams, 2 capsules with 8 teams, 1 capsule with 16 teams. Each of those capsules have an autograph variant in which there are 5 players per 1 team. So holos drop at a 3.2% chance. And if you want a specific autograph, you have a 1 in 40 chance of getting it. So if you want a Donk holo from the Legends capsule, that is 0.08% chance, or a 1 in 1,250 chance. How much does that cost? At $1 a capsule, $1,250, or $412.50 when it's on sale. And that creates 1 Donk holo on average. And that's the forgiving capsule. When you go to the Contenders capsule, which has 16 teams, you're now looking at 80 signatures. So now you're looking at a 1 in 2,500 chance, or spend $2,500 on 2,500 capsules to get 1 instance of 1 holo sticker that you want. And that creates 1 sticker. So if you want a decent amount of stickers to create a circulating, healthy economy, you need to open a lot of capsules. And holos aren't even the rarest one. Gold is even rarer. So you have that dilemma. You multiply that by every player in the major. You account for it in every single rarity tier. You multiply it by 3 capsules per major, 2 majors per year, 10 years. There's an oversupply problem. Creating Donk holos in the capsule economy is the equivalent of filling up a glass of water with a fire hose. So capsules used to be fine, you're not wrong. They used to be. We're playing a different game now. The system does not support a capsule system, realistically. We've scaled too far. The math does not make sense anymore. Valve could continue to profit this way, but they're not short-sighted. Once enough majors happen, people just stop buying new capsules because you could just buy whatever the hell you want because there's so much filler on the Steam market for 3 cents. In Cologne 2015, the autographs were cool because they were the first ones. But now, regardless of what you say, you're not opening autograph capsules because you care about each autograph that you get. You want the good players. You want the Zywoo, the Mondesi, the Donk stickers. You want the ones that actually matter, right? After all, that's the point of opening a capsule. But to get one of those stickers, it has to vomit 39 other players out first. And so you deal with a market that has a few stickers that matter after every major, and most of them, 95% of them, not mattering whatsoever. Skins.com is the newest sponsor on our channel. They have just released a P2P trading platform looking to compete with the best players in the space. If you don't want to wait that long, they do have an insta-sell feature on the site in which the rates are the best I've seen, just straight up. When the market is down, everything is on sale. And with the deals you're getting on skins.com, you could start your position basically up 20 to 25%. Try out skins.com and be a part of the future of CS2 skin trading. However, some get crafted, some don't. Most of them just end up on the market for 3 cents. So do you actually not think this new sticker system is decent, or are you just knee-jerk reacting to something different? Because capsules were the ones that were ruining stickers. So when this new shop opened and everyone sees the prices on the surface 3 hours after it comes out, it's very easy to look at it, point at it, and go, hey, look, the system's broken. But these prices being expensive is not proof that the system is broken. It's proof that it's working. Because under capsules, that demand for that Donk holo would have raised supply across the entire collection, making the other stickers suffer in pursuit of just one other sticker. The supply now directly coincides with demand. Before, you just had supply at a fixed rate. Before, you had the same demand, just with a lot more supply going around. Now, the things that are undemanded don't get supplied. And the day one prices, as we know now, are hyperbolic. It's a brand new system, a dynamic system that reacts to demand. So when everyone buys the Donk Holo, of course it's going to shoot up to $200. It's calibrating. Then when no one buys it at $200, it goes back down and finds an equilibrium point. The same way it would on the Steam community market, it just looks bad because it's on the game. With the 8-day market hold, you can't see what the prices would be on day one. But I promise you, they'd be similar. A capsule can't do that. A capsule can't stop supply from coming in. It handles each sticker on a case-by-case basis, which is what needs to happen when you're dealing with individual players. The supply is no longer forced to move as one giant fucking blob. It's dynamic. It's better. Because every sticker that wasn't demanded gets flooded into existence whether it wants to or not under the capsule system. Now, if you don't want it, you don't buy it. And now you have no more stickers, and now you don't have listings for 1 million stickers at 3 cents. So Valve isn't making more money off of this. That argument is null and void. I'm not saying Valve is doing this out of the kindness of their own heart. Valve is Valve. But I am saying they know the old system didn't work. And regardless of what your opinion may be on the surface, the money is not reflecting what you are saying. We know Valve has incentive to bring transactions back to the Steam community market. As we know, they released the trade reversal update, an 8-day hold in which you cannot apply stickers, charms, open cases, etc. when getting the item via a trade. So, if you want a new Cologne 2026 sticker, what are you going to do? Are you going to buy it off the community market, put it on your gun immediately, or buy it off a third-party site for 10% off and then wait 8 days to apply it? Well, convenience-wise, most people are going to opt for the Steam market. But now, since every sticker is now based on demand in terms of supply, what you're going to have is not a lot of stickers at 3 cents. So, higher prices, less volume of transactions happening, but also their 15% cut on a $10 sticker as opposed to if it was oversupplied and $2 is more. This is a quality over quantity change. It helps Valve. Valve probably breaks even in terms of capsule revenue with both things taken into account, and you win because your stickers are not immediately useless. The old system protected your beliefs. It made your bad decisions feel safe. You weren't buying a capsule, you were investing in the major. Sounds very professional, but it pretty much hinges on you hoping that the demand eventually will drag the price upwards over time. And sometimes it worked, but it hasn't. You didn't need to know about the pro scene. You didn't need to know what players were good, what teams were good. You just needed to buy the capsule. You buy it, preferably cheaper than what everyone else bought it at, and then you wait for a year from now for the new players to come in and they see that sticker, they want it, and then you sell to them 10 cents higher. That market, while profitable, too easy. Now you don't get a free ride. You got to be a little bit smarter if you want to invest in the stickers, because these ones are going to be worth something when they get discontinued. That's the whole point of this system. If you want an edge, you need to know something, right? If you buy a bunch of Donk Holos, it may not be profitable because the prices on Steam are going to be pretty much exactly the same as what they are on the in-game store. And the fluctuations that we saw a couple days ago aren't going to happen next major because now they have data. So the Donk Holo is going to start at $20. You're not going to be able to buy a bunch of them in that first 2-hour time period. And even if you can, they're going to be oversupplied because everyone else is thinking the same thing as you. Where your edge is finding the best teams, finding the teams that do underdog runs, finding the best rookies, finding the best sleeper players. Now you need to know a little bit more about the game if you want to profit off of it. And I like that system better. That's a harder market. That's a more interesting market. It rewards people who actually know something. I don't know shit about Pro CS. I don't watch it. I don't like it. I'd rather just play the game. But if someone should be rewarded from buying stickers and investing in certain stickers, it should be the people that know the most about the major. A Donk sticker should move differently from some random fucking tier 3 Bulgarian. That's just how it should be. And obviously the market agrees with me, because if they didn't, all stickers, all autographs would be the exact same price. Every major dumped a wave of unwanted supply, which just made the prospects of every individual major that much worse for getting any better as time goes on. Nobody's forced to buy stickers they don't want. Nobody is forced to own stickers they don't want because you don't have to open a capsule and hope for the sticker that you do want. This system doesn't change sticker investing. It makes it a lot more interesting. It gives this major a chance. Now it's not, can you buy these capsules and wait long enough? Do you know what the fuck's going on in the major? Because now you're not just going to have 1 billion of some random rookie sticker. And you know if you buy this one, you'll do good. If he plays well at the major, you're going to profit. So no, I don't think Valve killed stickers. I think they made the best change in the history of stickers. Because before this, we got a shit ton of trash and 10 gold things to make it look nice at the top. Now we just have the stuff that we want. But the stuff that we want is not going to be the stuff that we want a year from now. Demand will go down for some players, demand will go up for some players. And when demand goes up for some players, and the supply isn't 10 million from the last major, well then these stickers are actually going to move. And it's cheaper, because I don't have to spend 9,000 fucking billion dollars on capsules anymore. It's healthier, it's cheaper, it's better. This is the best update we've gotten for stickers. And if you look past it, and you just stop getting enraged at the sight of every change Valve puts forth on you, A, you'll be happier, and B, you'll realize that this is actually a good change. Because now it's going to reward real knowledge. And if you're smart, you wouldn't be worried about this change at all. Peace.